Okay, I'm back with another video, and as promised I had a mystery package that I had to open. And the first thing I saw was a quarter inside there, and said, sorry, did not have card number 750 listed at 25 cents. So that is a card I will be now looking for. Somebody had asked me why I'm collecting Gary Lucas cards, and I said, well, why not? No one else is collecting him. And you know, if you look at his ERAs, he had, in 1981, he had a 2, 3.24, 2.87, 2.72, 3.19. I mean, they're all pretty good numbers here, and then the era of pitchers that had to probably pitch a lot longer than today's that just get pulled out, you know, when they start to stink a little bit or when their stats start to go down. I have no idea, but anyway, so there's his 86. These, I wanted to say that these are like 3 cents a piece. He had cards 2 cents a piece, and the semi-stars were anywhere between 8 and 75 cents a card or something ridiculous, you know, and he combined and did all kinds of cool stuff. I cannot remember his name. I mentioned it in one of the videos, what his eBay name was, but there's the 81 Lucas. There's the 80, very off-center, terribly off-center, 81 Fleer. I have that one, except for mine's the blank front variation, so now I got the completed variation. Some of these I might pick up signed as well for dirt cheap. They're like $2-3 usually. There's another 82. Somehow I ended up with Mike Scioscia. I either wrote down the wrong number or he transcribed it wrong or something. So there's that one, but still it's okay to have a Mike Scioscia. There's the 85 Lucas. There's the 86 Fleer Lucas. There's the 87 Fleer Lucas. And there's the 85 Fleer Lucas. Little cut wrong. There's the 83 Fleer Lucas. There's the, and I thought I had this card. I don't know. There's that one. 82 Donruss. 84 Donruss. You could swear that was Kurt Bevacqua. There's a Kurt Bevacqua picture that's almost identical to that one. Then for the main event here, I have 84 Topps here. Mostly 84 Topps here. Actually, here's another Lucas 86. I bought Tony Gwynn just because I think it was a quarter. So there's Tony Gwynn. But I needed 84 Topps for my set, and 750 probably was the one. I'm not sure. There's those for my set. There we'll just go through a few stars. There's Bill Verdon. We have John Curtis. I was pretty sure I have John Curtis, so I don't understand why I had that. Unless I sent him out TTM or something. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it's possible. I think John Curtis might have been creased. John Castino, Doug Frobel, Bob Gritch, Darrell Evans. There's a Darrell Evans, which I did not have. Mind you, I've been working on 1984 Topps since I was a kid, and there was just nothing that I could find that was feasible. I used to buy some of the singles, you know, for a few cents a piece. I used to buy a few packs, mixed packs, whatever, to get all these. So I should either have very close to or have finished a complete set. Tim Clancy, Lynn Jones, Bill Schroeder, Checklist. This one I got charged 10 cents for. Some of these cards I remember. I may have had them when I was a kid and they were just tossed or thrown around. Sparky Anderson and the newly inducted Tim Raines. Tim Raines I think was a quarter. I don't remember. It was not much at all. Maybe even 15 cents. Denny Martinez, Phil Niekro. I do remember Jack Clark, and I'm not sure why. I may have actually had this when I was a kid. I remember this Jack Clark vividly. I really do remember that one, and for me to not have it all these years, I wrote a baseball card essay in high school and college about the 84 Topps that I had, and I got very good, very high grades on those. There's a Schmidt there in the middle. There's a Carew. These look all very similar, but, you know, because the cards are very similar. Photo variations. Wade Boggs and Bob Ojeda. And I already had Burt Blyleven, but I think he was missing a corner, and that was, I think, 25 cents for that one. So really awesome grab for my 84 set. Like I said, 750. I'm going to look him up and see who that is. I could probably find it dirt cheap for like $1 or something, free shipping, hopefully. But anyway, that was really awesome, and I will show you my 84 Topps binder when so as promised, again, I have my 1984 Topps binder. I will just have a disclaimer that it's not 100% complete. The card number 750, I think it was Jim Palmer. That was not included. I'm missing Bruce Sutter, and I'm missing Gary Gaetti. So those are the 3 cards that I'm missing, but I will show you what I have here. I just decided to throw this Ed Kirkpatrick Royals poster from the 70s in there a long time ago. This used to tell me how many I was missing. Here I'd write down how many I was missing. And now, if you've not heard this story before, back in 3rd grade in 83, 84, they had something where you could get dollars for good behavior and good grades. And I didn't get very many dollars, so the teacher gave me a couple of packs of 84 tops, and that started the whole thing. And many of those cards, all of those cards are since gone. In fact, hey, there's Gary Lucas right on the first page, right next to guess who? Don Mattingly. Maybe it was fake. Maybe that's why I'm collecting Gary Lucas. That's crazy. Right next to Don Mattingly. Some of these cards were replaced recently because they were terrible condition. These have come from card shops, grab bags, fun packs, whatever you call it, Dollar Trees, eBay, just you name it. Every corner of Goodwills, every corner of the earth that these came from. I'll just show you some of the fun ones in here. There's a Robin Yount up there. And, what I got here? Billy Sample. Here's an autographed Bert Hooton. I put the autographed either on the front page or the back page, depending on how many I have. We'll go through this fairly quickly because there's about a billion. There's an Andy McGaffigan, autographed card there. I remember having that. It was one of the first ones I think I had, and that's of course a replacement because those are the Denny Walling with a crease in it right there. Let's see what we have here. Some of these will be the Topps, rediscover Topps variation because I just thought they were cool. Chris Cotteroli autograph there. Nobody super famous, but you know. We got here Bob Napper. I'm probably skipping through a lot of cool ones. Tom Niedenfeuer, viewer. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. Keith Hernandez. That was not an expensive card. In fact, if you look at the back of it, I've got the silver variant of the Rediscover Topps of Keith Hernandez, so that's really pretty cool. I think I mentioned in the previous part of the video that there was a Jack Clark that took me forever. There was a baseball card shop that helped me greatly. I think it might have been called Sean and Dad's or something, and they had cards that you could buy by the number and stuff like that, and it, you know, zoomed up pretty quickly, you know, $7, $8 just for cards, you know, and the set's now about 50 bucks anymore on eBay again, and there's no sense you buying. I mean, for one time I was down to about 90 cards. No sense in buying 90 plus cards, and then ending buying another set with the duplicates, and that's why it took me so long. The card shops, when I started collecting these after '84. Nobody had any of these. These were already passed. There's Andre Dawson right there. So there were no other cards that I could get, you know, with a reasonable price. And the Mattingly was, you know, up in the stratosphere, and that took me. I finally got Mattingly. I think I bought a creased one or a really damaged one at a card shop for 10 bucks. And then I got 2 other Mattinglys, and I found them at the first Dollar Tree grab packs that came out there. I was finding all kinds of really awesome stuff. I like 2 or 3 or 4 Mattinglys. It was just absolutely just nuts. I should have bought every single one of those packs, and I think I darn near did at one point. And then I started seeing commons. So, what else do we have here? Marty Castillo, nothing. Where's Willie McGee? Or as my brother used to call him, Willie McGeek. That's not very nice. Alan Nicely. I mean, people like Alan Nicely took me forever to get those. You know, just people you wouldn't think of. I mean, Pat Tabler. Well, that's one I've had for years, but, and I've been working on this. There's Kurt Bevacqua. Remember I said that there was Gary Lucas looked like Kurt Bevacqua? Just a little bit there. So if they had a starting lineup of the two, they could use the same figurine. And they had the same team anyway. There's Padres card there. I don't know, I'm showing you just Padres for whatever reason. And of course there's the All-Stars. I like those. Those are kind of cool. And the checklists, ever popular checklists. Cal Ripken. Like I said, the All-Stars and some of the special cards were some of the easier ones to get. Back in the day, people would lot those up together, and you could find, you know, hand-collated, you know, team sets and other Mike Pauley autograph. So they used to sell these by like 50 of the same player, 100, 200, how many of you wanted of the same player, so you could get 100 Joe Beckwiths, you know, from '84 if you wanted to. I didn't want to, but you know, that's how people used to do that, and you'd get things through the baseball price guide. So this is all dating myself a million times over. There's a Cal Ripken. I'm not sure where that was found, but it was not for very much. I will say that this has taken me a lot longer and has also taken me, so I would say 75% of this was done pre-internet or before internet, and the last 25, 30 cards that I had found, there's a few missing ones, as I said. 3, Bill Buckner, Jim Rice, Whitey Herzog up there. I'm just kind of Atlee Hammaker, Giants, I have no idea why I mentioned that one. Mike Easler, Doug Sisk for whatever reason. There's the Jeff Reardon, which I think I recently just got. You know, and that may have been one that I had needed for, or I just cannot remember, but there's a number of cards that I had first off, and John Denny was one, I think, one of my earlier ones. Kirk Gibson was my most favorite card I had at the time. You have to remember these things were taped into a spiral notebook from the Black Hole, which was, I thought, was a cool movie back then. I don't think it's cool now. Jamie Quirk as a Cardinal, Art Howe, Tom Lasorda, Steve Lake, Joe Price, Roy Howell. So there's a lot of people. There's Mike Schmidt. So 95% of these cards are only worth like a nickel, and it's that other 5%, you know, that take 5-10% that takes us through the stratosphere. I mean, these could be like $1 a piece on eBay, and literally, you know, they would be like 25 cents in a card shop. Cesar Cedeno. There's one of the missing ones right there in that corner there. There's nothing else really super fabulous. There's the infamous Jim Palmer that I'm missing. There's Tom Gorman. I think it's got a big ol' honking crease through there, but that's what I had. I think the previous year or two, he was at a card show, so I could have gotten him. But that, you know, that's the only Tom Gordon I could get without paying $1 to $2 on eBay. And then here's, of course, the All-Star baseball game. There's 3 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, 2 runs, and 1 run. I think these came from packs that I bought. And then these just came from a huge lot that I got for Christmas one year from Cards One, I think it was, one of those jumbo boxes. And then these are in some Enor Corporation pages. These are the tradeds. I'm not going for the tradeds, but it's at least a start, at least a partial start there, and there's a checklist for that. So that is what I have for my 84 Topps, almost 100% complete set, minus 3 cards, which I'll be ordering fairly shortly in the next week or two.